All right, welcome back to another Hack the Box quick guide featuring Cronos this time. Running the basic Nmap scan, we'll see that there's DNS running on 53. So if we go to the site, we just get the default Apache page here. But in this case, it's using virtual host routing. So if we edit our etc host file and we add in Cronos.htb, we'll actually see that we get a different page. So now if we go to Cronos.htb, instead of the default Apache page, we'll see this site here. Now, if we do a zone transfer, because we know it's running DNS on port 53, we'll actually see a number of different subdomains. And so if we just add all these subdomains to our etc host file, similarly with the virtual host routing, we'll actually be able to get to different pages. So the most interesting one seemed to be admin.cronos.htb, so let's just see what's over there. There's a login page here. The first thing that I'm going to try is just the basic admin login, but that does not work. So next step is we'll just try a basic SQL injection payload here. I'll just use this standard or 1 = 1 and comment out the rest of it. And I'll do that in the username field and the password field as well, just in case any of those are vulnerable. And we do see we're able to log in without knowing the password. So it looks like there's some networking tool here using traceroute or ping. But if we add the ampersand, we can actually append commands to that. So we ran the ID command and we see it came back here. So the next step is I'm just going to run my basic reverse shell command in here to spawn and connect to our netcat listener. So I set up the listener and then I append our payload here. And when I click execute, we see that it spawns a shell. We have code execution on the system. However, we're only the www-data user, so we need to escalate our privileges to admin. So looking at the cron tab here, we see there is a cron job running. This is running PHP Laravel, and this artisan file is set to run automatically by the root account. That's the most important part there. So if we go into that directory, and we take a look at the files here, we see the artisan file, but running LSLA, we see that it is owned by us, so we can rewrite to this file. So let's just see what the file is first. It doesn't really matter. It is a PHP script, so we can use the PHP pentest monkey reverse script. That's what I'm going to use here. So I'm just going to copy that since I already have that on my system. If not, you can just get it from the internet. And we're just going to need to make a few changes to the exploit to get it working in this case. So we open up in our editor of choice here. We're just going to edit the IP address to be our IP address and whichever port you want to use. Really, we're going to use 1337 in this case. So we save that and we set up our listener. And now that that's saved, it's running on the cron job. So we're going to, of course, we're going to paste this in here. And it has to be in the artisan file. That's the important part because that's what's running on the cron job. So now that we saved it here, we can just go back to our netcat and we're just going to wait until that cron job runs and it should spawn a shell as the root user. So we'll just give it a minute on that. And now we see we are root and we've rooted the box.